T-minus 31 seconds. The handoff has occurred. Discovery's computer is now controlling.
I was mission specialist MS-5 on STS-114. That was the mission immediately following the Columbia accident, the return to flight mission.
5, 3 engines up and burning. 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery, beginning America's new journey to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And the vehicle has cleared the tower.
My dream was always to work for NASA.
3 engines on Discovery are now throttling down to 2/3 throttle to prepare the spacecraft to pass through the area of maximum air pressure and go supersonic.
Why did I want to become an astronaut? The United States and Russia were in this tremendous space race, and you see these Mercury 7 astronauts in these silver suits, and the amazing things they're doing, and how dangerous it was. And this was, us against the evil empire back then, I was about 6 years old, that young. I grew up at a time when we had those drills where you basically get under the desk if you didn't know if there was going to be a nuclear war. And so it was a big thing nationally for us. And these were just my heroes. And I was always interested in science. I was always trying things, testing things, building things, failing things, and a very, very curious child. And throughout my elementary school years, middle school years, and high school is when I started to understand what engineers do, and that if I tested anywhere, it was in this aerospace area.
Coming back up to that first step.
And so there was a university that was a very good university in New York, in Brooklyn Polytech, and that's where I got my undergraduate education. And so between my junior and senior year, one summer, I was able to do an internship at NASA. And I worked with these amazing people that were amazing mentors, and they taught me what research was all about and what a research engineer does. And that's when I realized this was what I wanted to do when I graduated. And I got real lucky and was selected to get hired at NASA. I worked at the first field center at NACA, which eventually became NASA, and started my career as a research engineer. I was a branch head, and then I applied later in life, and I was a single parent and was selected, and it was surprised and very happy. My mom was great. She encouraged education. She let me try just about everything. So I had everything related to science, a microscope, a chemistry set, a hydrodynamics set, an electronics set, and I would just conduct every experiment possible. And then I became old enough that I could start experimenting on my own, and I would send away for formulas for pyrotechnics for explosives and how to make fireworks and rockets and things like that. And amazing, my mother would let me do stuff and almost burn the house down, almost short circuit every fuse in the house, and I wouldn't get terribly scolded for it. Things I would never let my own daughter do.
Vehicles armed. 3, 2, 1, fire. Missile away.
She let me try things and fail. And that's so important, and basically that's what I teach now when I develop this program for students and for young NASA engineers, where failure is so important to what we do, and we beat it out of the children in school. They have to get only one answer, and it's this answer, that's the correct answer, when really life isn't like that. Most problems that we solve have many solutions to them, and there are ways to fail. And so I try to teach students and engineers, the right way to fail. Failing in a laboratory, when you're exploring, when you're testing the boundaries, and to do it safely. If you don't do that, you're beating the joy out of learning, and you're driving these kids away from learning and teaching themselves.
To go farther, we must be able to sustain missions of greater distance and duration. We must use the resources we find at our destinations. We must overcome radiation, isolation, gravity, and extreme environments like never before. These are the challenges we face to push the bounds of humanity. We're going to the moon to stay by 2024, and this is how.
I think this is the next Apollo moment for Australia. I think all the kids in Australia should be jumping up and down. You have a space agency. Get connected in space, learn as much as you can, go into all those really cool subjects, get out there and explore, try things, and above all, fail and learn.
We're going.
Fly